In life, there's pivotal moments where you really have to stop and self-reflect and really think about what kind of person are you? And today I entered into this moral conundrum as I looked myself in the mirror after brushing my teeth. I stared into my soul and I thought, am I really the kind of lowlife that would take pleasure in dancing on the grave of something? And the answer is a resounding yes when it comes to the Halo TV show. If the world looked a little bit brighter today, it's because news broke that the Halo series was cancelled after its second season, and even God was smiling, so he parted all of the rain and just gave us sunshine. This is absolutely a finger-wagging moment for sure here. The Halo series is one that I've talked about a few times. I think I've made 3 videos on it. When it was first announced, a lot of the people behind the show were bragging about how they never played the games because it's like beneath them. They wanted to do their own thing and whatever. Just taking some level of pride in their ignorance on the property that they were supposed to be adapting. It really felt like they just looked down on the property, just fucking spitting on it and beef stewing it like, oh, we're adapting a video game, yucky, but don't worry, we know best. So we're gonna make something actually good here for you stupid nerds. And I went into season 1 with an open mind, as I always do, but it was just bad. It was so shitty, in fact, that it kind of got the nickname Master Cheeks, because Master Chief in the show had his bare butt cheeks out so many times and almost was never spotted wearing his armor or helmet or anything. The man is a super soldier that's always dressed for spring break, and it wasn't a good series at all, and it's not my biggest complaint with him not being the one-to-one carbon copy of this video game counterpart. I'm fine if you want to feed me the vegetables like, hey, we need to flesh out Master Chief a little bit here so he's going to be out of his armor occasionally. That's okay as long as you make it meaningful. It just wasn't in the show. I'm going to hit you with the cold water right now. No one wants to watch Master Chief fuck. And no one wants to watch Cortana watch Master Chief fuck. They turned her into a cuck. No one wants to see that. If you're adapting a beloved series like Halo, you're going to be getting fans going into it, and no fan wants to watch that. You're not going to be hooking an audience that's unfamiliar with Halo, at least not on a big scale. And even if that was the goal, Season 1 truly failed at that because it was just bad in its own right. It's not just a bad Halo show, it was a bad show. From top to bottom, it was a bad season. A couple of decent moments with a few fights, like the final episode actually was the best episode of the season, and it's because fucking Master Chief gets brain jacked into just being the Master Chief from the games briefly, where that's the only time things actually worked pretty well. The rest of the series was just dog shit. It focused on things nobody cares about. It told a story that had no real depth or intrigue to it whatsoever. It was so flat and lame. By the time season 1 finished, most people had either dropped it or completely wrote it off, and just praying with fingers crossed that a season 2 wouldn't come. But unfortunately, there was come. I don't know who at Paramount Plus convinced the higher-ups that it was a good idea to double dip here and try and make a season 2 out of this train wreck. Again, most of the audience had already dropped it. There wasn't a lot of interest. People weren't like fucking biting at their nails, scratching at their neck, hyperventilating, salivating for another season of this dog shit. Yet someone convinced them that it was worth investing for a second season, so they did. It's like when the studio execs were blindsided by memes and thought that Morbius was actually a superstar, like a cinema darling. So they actually re-released Morbius only for it to flop again. Like, that's kind of what happened here with Halo Season 2. For some reason, they thought that this time around it might do well, and it still didn't. Now, as I mentioned when I talk about this, it did start off a little better. And there definitely were better moments in Season 2 than Season 1. Like, overall, it was an improvement. Season 2 got new staff on board, from what I read, that actually seemed to care a little bit more about the property, and they introduced a new character that was already an established character in Halo lore. Thank God. They brought in a character and tried to keep it true to how he was in the lore. That character was Ackerson, and the actor who was portraying this character apparently is an avid Halo player. So he brought a renewed energy to that role, which did help, but the show was truly still directionless. It was still a fucking mess. So they started to do the exact same sins as season 1, where they started focusing on shit no one cares about. I don't know why, because they actually started to bring all of those characters from the little side quests that everyone would snooze through into like the bigger scope of season 2. Like, they started to bring all the characters together, only to then still once again put an emphasis on the shit no one cares about, like the Kwa Han storyline and all of that. And they also brought back McKee, which I'm positive none of you remember any of these characters' names, so I'll explain. McKee was the human covenant that Master Chief fucks. Like, she and him get together and they share this romance that really comes out of nowhere. There's no fucking chemistry there at all. So they had sex in season 1, and she died at the end of season 1, only to be brought back in season 2, and once again reignite the worst romance plot television has ever seen. Fucking CW Productions do better romance than the Halo series. I don't even know why they tried to fucking shoehorn this in there. I'm not here to just re-review Halo as a series again. I will say, though, I really do think Master Chief's actor here, Pablo Schreiber, I can't remember how you say his name, I really do think he could have been a good Master Chief if he just had better material to fucking work with. Like, there are some moments in season 2 that I thought could have been great, and there were some moments that were pretty decent, like the flood, for example. But none of it leads to the show being good. Again, Halo Season 2 is better than Halo Season 1, but that's like saying poop is better than shit. I've used that expression before, but that's really what it feels like in this series. I don't know why they would take a property like Halo and transform it into something that's completely unrecognizable from what it's borrowing from. There's no winning in that scenario. And this announcement that it's canceled after 2 seasons should really send a strong message to every other studio out there that does shit like this, because it's not exclusive to just Halo. We've seen it happen with, like, The Witcher, for example. This isn't uncommon, but I don't know why it's ever something that gets considered. Like, hey, we want to make this beloved property into a television show. Let's make sure everyone who works on it has never even heard of this property, and we'll wing it. Now, I'm sure we know what's best for those fans, and they're going to love it, and they'll appreciate it. They'll pat us on the ass. They'll suck our butts out. They're going to really love it. And then you have shows like Halo. A very expensive pill to swallow when you have to cancel because everyone hated it. It's a lesson that shouldn't even need to be learned. It should just be common sense. Like, you can just look at other shows that are successful at this kind of shit, like The Last of Us show, or even more recently, Fallout, where you have the property being adapted to a show, and it's not one-to-one. Both those shows took very different directions, but it was still very recognizable in the property they were adapting, and they also had people on board that were very familiar with the property they were adapting. Thus, they were able to create something that was good for both fans and people who have never even played or heard of the games. I don't know why studios can't see the success of shows like Fallout and Last of Us and just be like, oh, okay, so that's how we should do it going forward. I don't know how we still end up with shit like Halo. I also can't help but mention the chutzpah here that even in the midst of canceling Halo with Paramount Plus, they are still trying to shop it around for another service that will pay for it to bring another season. The fucking chutzpah to think that somehow this stinker is worth a 3rd season, like another streaming service taking the chance and financing another one of these, is crazy. Like, they are huffing their own farts and are getting delusional off it, getting loopy from it. How? It's a clear message here that no one wants to watch more of this show. You have a couple of decent things in there, like the flood at the end or the final episode of season 1, but you are showcasing, you had 2 chances now, you are showcasing that you cannot make a good Halo show. So why the fuck would anyone else want to take a chance with this team? It doesn't make sense to me that they would still want to try and find a buyer for it. And what's also even more sad and pathetic is that I'm pretty confident that there will be some sucker that's going to do this. Someone's going to take the bait, hook, line, and sinker, and they're going to pump a ton of money into this, and they're going to make a big season 3 of Halo, and again, it will fucking flop. I'm just going to go ahead and put that prediction out there right now. I bet someone will actually buy this and deliver a season 3. And I guess we'll see how it goes from there. But it shouldn't be getting a season 3. I don't know how in Hollywood you can just continuously fail upwards. And it's not just Hollywood, actually. It's so much of the upper echelon of, like, tech and anything. Like, fucking John Rizzitiello, the guy who failed at EA and then failed at Unity and continues to just find himself in these big positions. It's just once you reach a certain level of power in those kind of industries, you just can't fail downwards like everywhere else. In those industries, it's only upwards. Like, oh, you delivered 2 huge flops for Halo and everyone hated it? Well, come on board. Do you want to be CEO of Amazon? Like, you're more than qualified. Like, it's unreal. So I really do think that it will get that Season 3 bought from another platform. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because it is a good thing that it got canceled. This should be a message for every studio going forward looking to do adaptations that you should at least be somewhat faithful to the property you're adapting instead of being outwardly shitting on it. So yeah, anyway, that's about it. So yeah. Who are the dumbest people in the world? If you were to ask that question to any random person, I imagine they'd respond with one of 2 answers. The agents at US Immigration or streamers. Now, obviously, I won't be fighting to defend the honor of the US immigration agents after the nightmare experience I had dealing with those brainless, paint-eating mutants. But I hope you've got a sweet tooth because I'm about to do a little glazing here. I will offer you a super strong counterpoint to streamers being stupid nincompoops. There is one man, nay, one being, one entity that is bucking that trend and proving that some streamers are legitimately just different. Tyler1, a name I'm sure many of you have heard before. Maybe you're trembling in fear hearing it again right now because this guy is the boogeyman on Summoner's Rift. While on the surface he might look like your ordinary 6'5" gym giant, he actually struggles with an addiction. And it's one that cuts deeper and is far more insidious than drugs. It's a League of Legends addiction, and he's been afflicted with this for years. He has streamed fucking thousands of League of Legends games to tens of thousands of viewers, making him one of the most watched streamers on Twitch. He's in the top 0.01% of all players in League. He's reached Challenger in every single role, solo queue, which is a miserable experience that not even hell would inflict upon the people down there. It is evil, and yet he's done it. Like, he does, I don't think I've ever even seen him stream with anyone else, like, in a stack. Like, I don't think he's ever really duo queued or been in a 5 stack with anyone, really, except for, like, a couple of events. And I imagine that's because average mortals' fragile bodies would crumble under his spiritual pressure from trying to queue with this man. But this guy is legitimately extraordinary when he puts his mind to something, and right now he uses his power for League, but he's also been slowly transitioning to using this God-given gift to become one of the fucking best chess players on the planet, I guess. And it all started out of spite. Tyler1 was playing games against his brother, E-Rob, and E-Rob beat him at chess.
Hey.
Oh, okay. You have... Nice one. You won fucking chess. Congrats. You're shit. You are shit. And you're sitting there sweating, probably looking up guides on your second monitor like you were before.
And this struck a chord so deep in the soul of Tyler1 that he decided he was going to become super good at chess, which is a very hard thing to do. If you don't grow up playing chess, it's really hard to reach like the highest levels of it, like, you know, the 2000 plus. And yet, Tyler has set his sights on achieving that goal. And he's doing it without any real training from any coaches. He's not really learning from any masters or anything. He is brute forcing his way to chess expertise, and it's working. In 10 months, he has gone from complete beginner, not really knowing anything about chess except for like the general rules, to now a 1900 rated chess player in 10 months, going from complete novice to this. That's unheard of. Gotham Chess made a tweet about it as well. This puts him at the top 0.5% of chess players in the world right now. And this is a guy who was using just one opening and just grinding the shit out of this ancient game. He is getting so much juice for the squeeze here in such a short period of time, it is making my jaw drop every time he climbs. So, chess is a very, very hard game. There's a lot of knowledge that goes into it with openings as well as just general theory. And Tyler once said, I don't need any of that fucking baloney. He wipes his ass with it. He learned one opening and is mastering it. And he is finding great success here. Just by beating his head against a wall for thousands upon thousands of games, he is taking the chess.com world by storm. Most people said that he might peak at like 1,500 given this approach. A couple grandmasters weighed in and said like maybe 1,700. But 1,900, most people didn't see coming. Now, everyone said he'll never actually hit 2K. But then again, mankind also said we'd never go to the moon. Look how that turned out. I think we'd be fools not to believe in Tyler 1 at this point. I think he will absolutely succeed in that conquest of hitting 2K. And I think he'll just continue to push. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him get all the way up to like... I really don't think he'll ever get to like a GM or like an international master or anything like that level. But I do think he'll at least start tickling that on chess.com, that rating. I really do see that as a possibility. He is genuinely gifted. He is extraordinary at everything that he puts his mind to. League, no matter how you spin it, he is an extremely good League player. He can play every role to the highest possible level of that role. And now chess. He has been here for less than a year in the Chess Thunderdome, and he's already slapping cheeks like mad. Another thing that makes this particularly impressive is that he is still grinding League while also grinding chess. So these two very, very difficult games he is competing at the highest possible level and only improving. It's crazy. And he also just had a child, his firstborn. So he's also a new father who's taking care of their child while doing all of this. It's like he has more than 24 hours in his day. Like, it's incredible. Like, it is actually mind-boggling just how efficient of a human being he is. I just had to talk about this briefly because it is so impressive to me, and I've been following it since pretty much the beginning. So, I'm super excited to see Tyler continue to push this chess grind. I want to see how far it goes. Yeah, incredible stuff, really. That's about it. So, yeah. There's been a lot of horrible stuff happening over the last week or so in particular. Even if you're not someone that's like jacked into the mainframe, hyper-focused on cyberspace news updates or anything like that, you've probably still seen a lot of the stinky stuff that's been going on because it's been really bad. So I wanted this video to try and just be uplifting, some positive news here, spray a little bit of Febreze, put some deodorant on to mask the odor for a bit, and just give you something to smile about. And that mission failed almost instantly. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but I couldn't take that first step. I went looking for positive news stories, and all I found was more agony and despair, doom and gloom and death. It's like smiling is illegal right now. Every single day there's something fucking horrible happening. It's baffling how common the worst things imaginable are happening on a daily basis. But I was able to unearth two very good, wholesome stories, and it was like finding the Infinity Stones. This was difficult. I felt like Indiana Jones having to go exploring and finding these treasures, but there are two very wholesome stories that have me grinning from ear to ear that I'd like to share with you today. The first story is very interesting because it involves someone that I've talked about before on the channel. In fact, the two of us used to have some beef. Beef so raw that you wouldn't see him eating it during one of his mukbangs. I'm talking about Nikocado Avocado. Over a year ago, the two of us were feuding, going back and forth on the playground, having a bit of a tiff. And now I've recently learned that Nikocado Avocado has been actively losing weight. He posted a new video kind of briefly going over how much weight he's lost, which he claims is roughly around 89 pounds, and I think that is incredible. The weight announcement does come during a pizza mukbang, but 89 pounds down and there's a noticeable difference, he's fucking earned the right to splurge like that. I think that is fantastic. The whole genesis of our controversy stemmed from me finding it sad that he was literally eating himself to death and even making jokes about, like, very morbid stuff revolving around the way he was eating for content, and I've always maintained that it would be amazing to see him start losing the weight. And now to see him actually start taking steps down that path, I think that's fantastic. And I have nothing but amazing things to say about that, and a huge round of applause, because there's a lot of hard work that goes into this, especially for the way he's been eating for so long. And to see him lose that much weight in a pretty short period of time, that's nothing shy of incredible work. So I think this is a very moving story. I hope he continues to do this. His community is encouraging him. His community has done a real 180, because when I first made that video on him and like the whole Nikocado avocado rabbit hole, his community used to encourage him to continue to eat more. They wanted to see him really like balloon up as quickly as possible, as if it was like a fucking speed run. And now, fast forward, a year and some change later, they seem to really be cheering him on for a healthier lifestyle and wanting to see him happier. And he really does seem happier in this video, where he talks about his weight loss, as well as just generally joking and more bubbly than I remembered him being last year. So it just really seems like an all-around positive thing, and I'm wishing him nothing but the best of luck going forward. And now the next happy story I'd like to share with you all teaches us the same lessons that anime has about never giving up. Perseverance in the face of overwhelming odds and adversity. It involves a streamer named H2P Juicio, I'm sorry if I fucked your name up. And this brave warrior did what no mortal should do. He took the Ogdo Bogdo challenge, which is a challenge more detrimental to your health than the Tide Pod challenge, and it's one that I myself am a survivor of as well. If you recognize the name Ogdo Bogdo, it probably just sent a chill down your spine. You probably immediately tried to hide under your desk from that boogeyman. It is a character in the game Jedi Fallen Order. Ogdo Bogdo was a bit of a meme boss, but pretty difficult. And in Jedi Survivor, the newest game that just came out in the series, Ogdo Bogdo is back. And he comes in two different flavors, and you get to the center of that Tootsie Pop, two different fights. So one of them is against Spawn of Ogdo, which is clearly a reference to Ogdo Bogdo, and it's an optional boss fight that I got so fucking tilted at, I eventually made an entire video dedicated to the hardest bosses I've ever fought, and I posted it on my second channel, Moistcr1tikal Clips, where I went over every single boss I've fought through all of the Souls games, and then including Ogdo to compare them. And it turns out I died more to Spawn of Ogdo than any Souls boss across any of the Souls games. By a wide margin too. I died over 120 times to Spawn of Ogdo, and it took me 2.5 hours to finally pull it off, but I did it. And then there is another optional fight involving Ogdo Bogdo in this game, and this time it's a gangbang. So this time it's a little spit roast between Spawn of Ogdo and Ogdo Bogdo himself, the OG. And this is the fight that locked the streamer in a purgatory, a limbo, for 29 hours, over 1,200 deaths. He spent banging his head against that Ogdo wall. I'm pretty sure he's playing on the highest difficulty. I also played on the highest difficulty, so I absolutely share his pain with this fight. And his struggle became so big that it went viral as an actual news story. So it actually got picked up by mainstream outlets, and the frog became a meme. Samsung even used the frog in one of their Twitter advertisements. That's also a really disturbing picture they used for the frog on the TV there. It looks like those really awful animated like porn games where it's like you won't last 5 seconds in this game. I don't know, that shit's just weird. They could have just used like Crazy Frog or something really. But Ogdo, the frog, became a meme. His channel was blowing up to 60,000 viewers just watching him fight Ogdos here. It was incredible. I, of course, was watching as well once I became aware of the story earlier this afternoon. And he had some very close calls. He was flirting with that W, but sometimes it just wasn't meant to be. It wasn't the destiny, the hand he was dealt. What an absolute heartbreaker. The boss had a single pixel of health left, actually less than 1 HP. Just a single tiny little pube on a bumblebee's bush worth of health there, and just unable to squeak out the dubski. That one, almost made me cry because I had the exact same thing happen to me during one of my runs. What should have happened is he should have had a finisher that goes off when the health was a little more than where it left off. You usually have that finisher come up when there's like 2% health left or something, but for some reason it didn't for him, and it didn't for me in one of my runs too, and my reaction is almost identical to his. Where was my finisher? What?
No luck, BD.
Hey, that's alright. Run it back. But even after such tragedy and with his chat spamming, encouraging him just to let it go, you don't have to prove anything, who cares, you know, it's a stupid boss anyway, fuck it, it's no big deal. Even with all of that mumbo jumbo, he buckled down and his spirit was more willing than ever.
W końcu! W końcu i nareszcie! Póki nie wyskoczy trzecia. Póki nie wyskoczy trzecia.
You love to see that. 29 hours well spent. 1,200 deaths of data collection later, and he pulls it off easily. I'd say damn near first try, honestly. Incredible work. This was a really fun thing to watch. I, of course, didn't watch all of it. I really only caught the tail end of all of it. But man, it must have been such a relief for him to finally be done with that challenge. So huge congratulations to him and his whole community for sticking by his side through thick and thin and eventually getting that big W. So yeah, I just wanted to share some uplifting news, and this is what I found for the last week or so. So that's really just about it. Oh, also, I did beat Ogdo and Spawn of Ogdo as well, by the way. I just want to make that clear, so I'll just show the clip of me finishing them off as a nice little positive place to end the video. There it is. Alright, that time we got the finisher. Fucking huge. Not bad. Have you seen Lil Wayne's solos? Hits hard. Oh, Lil Wayne used to tear it up on the skateboard and the guitar. Woo! Almost as good as DJ Khaled playing the Bob Marley guitar. Nah, DJ Khaled's got too much talent. Lil Wayne couldn't do it. This one was pretty awesome too. He fucking went in on it as well. He made that guitar his bitch. Bob Marley almost resurrected out of, like, pure envy.
You know what I'm saying? And a special from the Marley family. Shout out to the Marley. Melissa, can you read this for me? Can you read this to the world, please?
Songs that help unite the world, and we hope it gives you inspiration as well.
Woo! Fucking going in. Yeah, buddy. Sounds like a sound effect in Ed, Edd n Eddy when things are crashing. DJ Khaled is just probably one of the most talented men on the planet. I always appreciate him sharing his art with the world. He's gonna break the strings. No, it looked aggressive, but that's the thing with DJ Khaled. He's able, it's like a change-up in baseball. It looks like it's going fast, but he's actually just gently caressing the strings. It's almost sensual in a way. He's very delicate, but he's able to make it look aggressive. The dichotomy that he's able to display is amazing. The key is to ignore everything this man has ever said. Why would you say that? DJ Khaled's like a modern-day Socrates. Remember when he said he wouldn't eat pussy because it's yucky?
care of my family, you know, putting in the work.
So you're saying
Like-
you don't go down?
Nah, never.
All of that to say you don't go down? Come on.
You don't eat the boxing?
Come
Nah,
on,
I can't do
Kevin.
that.
Oh,
You
my
ain't
God.
Nah, I don't do that. I don't do
No,
that.
mm,
I don't.
Not even
Germs?
like my birthday?
Nah.
pee comes from there.
Sheesh.
Jeez, I put in that work. My work is great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do my
But
thing.
so now if she told you she don't do that, is that okay?
Nah, it's not okay. Because, you know what I'm saying?
I'm confused. So
Can't.
okay.
He's just on a different level of intellect. Like, we're just not ready to hear his wise, sage wisdom, I think, is the problem. Remember when he got lost on his jet ski? Oh, I was really worried for him on that jet ski. I thought we might lose him. Fuck, man, it was scary. Like, it started out so wholesome, DJ Khaled out at sea, like Davy Jones.
Not sure if that's them
But
boys.
things went south quick.
It's what you call a crazy big yacht. Now,
That is a
them
very
boys,
big
they
yacht.
lurked away, but
Almost a
they
cruise
around.
ship,
I'm
even.
not- We not falling for the trap. They everywhere.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what he's talking about, so. God, this could have been a lot worse.
The key is to make it.
Yep.
The key is to make it.
Amen.
It's so dark out here. We don't know where the hell we at, but the key is to make it. The key is never give up. It's
That's
not
the-
easy to win.
That's the number one thing you have to remember in a life and death survival situation. You just have to fucking make it. It's that simple. Just remember what DJ Khaled said, the proverb.
I know that it's so real out here right now. The key is
Is to
not
make it.
drive your jet ski
Oh.
in the dark. This is against the law, not even just that. This ain't right. This shit real out here, boy. This shit real out here. This shit.
It's like a horror movie, but with the smartest character in the world as your protagonist, DJ Khaled. How the fuck is he not anywhere yet? I think he's just driving in circles, like a dog chasing its tail.
God is good.
From the jaws of defeat, DJ Khaled was able to find success. A victory. Welcome back ashore, Captain. Oh yeah, he's also the only guest in Hot One's history to eat like a wing and say, "Damn, it's too hot. I'm not eating anymore." He tapped out after which wing?
This shit ain't no victory.
Does anyone remember which wing did he tap out on? It was the third wing.
No, we're gonna go through.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm not doing it, man. Like, I'll answer your question, but.
But I'll have to eat your wings.
All right.
Unlucky. Those wings. To be fair, though, they spiced him up super hot for Khaled because they knew what a tank he was. So the third wing that he ate was actually like the 10th wing for everyone else. So I think a lot of people don't realize that. That's why he tapped out there. If he kept going, by the end of it, he'd be eating just straight fucking magma, right? So I think it was smart overall. Just a disinformation campaign, honestly. Did you see his performance at the Overwatch League? You mean one of the best live concerts ever held? Yes. Of course I saw that. In fact, I hope they bring him back for the Overwatch 2 launch tomorrow. I hope at 3 p.m. I boot up Overwatch 2 and I've got DJ Khaled hitting the Orange Justice on me or something. Yep. DJ Khaled in the house, baby. Bust it down.
Let's go! New York! Sing it!
You can play as him in Overwatch 2? Yes. I hope so. Sing it! Sing it! I forgot that move. That move's iconic. Wafting a fart at him? Yep, take that.
Now put your hands up like this.
Thank you, Khaled.
Favorite word? Another one. Another one.
God, it goes so hard.
Another one. Another one.
I also love this song, by the way. What's my favorite word? Another one. It's 2 words, Khaled. That is 2 words, my man. That is not 1 word. It is 2. He thinks because it comes out of his mouth in 1 breath that it counts as a single word. Uh-oh, you got him. You got him on the turntable. It's about to get ratchet. Hope you didn't bring your girlfriend. Because Khaled about to take her. Nope. Crowd's dead. I mean, it's Khaled, man. Of course they're dead. The fact they're even still awake is impressive.
If you a winner like me, put your hands up.
I love the way he moves. There's something about his movement that is so cartoonish. He hasn't even done one song, he just plays shit and yells over it. Yeah. And then he usually turns the song off and like puts the mic to the crowd like, now you sing both verses in the chorus. That was the day Overwatch League died. Amen. This week's been pretty doom and gloom with a lot of awful shit coming to light all across the internet. It's been more drama-filled than an episode of Degrassi. But today I wanted to hit you with a bit of a plot twist and jump scare you with some good news, because there has been some positive shit going on that hasn't garnered as much attention as all of the drama, but I think it'll be nice and uplifting, good for the soul, to put a smile on your face like a kid meeting Spider-Man at a theme park for the first time. Let's start with Twitch. Twitch has recently been an absolute fucking war zone, like Mad Max, people chroming out their face before dropping yet another drama nuke. There's been dead careers piled up all across the platform, and a ton of truly deplorable, awful shit has been brought to light. It's just been a complete disaster. But there have been some very positive things going on as well, and I want to start with what I believe to be the most wholesome. A streamer by the name of Kai Cenat recently became the #1 most subscribed streamer on Twitch, and to celebrate, his mother gave him a call on stream, and it is so unbelievably wholesome. Let me show you the clip.
My mom calling me. Hello?
Congratulations, son.
Thank you.
You're #1. You're #1. I was sleeping. I kept hearing my notifications. And when I looked, you was like 79 and it counted. And like, I'm so happy for you, baby. You worked so hard. And you deserve it so much. And we watching and we're so proud of you, everybody. Babe, I love you so much. Babe, I'm so proud of you. You're #1. And you my son. And I'm so happy to be your mom. And I just want to let the world know that you've been working hard like this for a long time. So they only now know. You're just finding out. My son worked hard. He's a grinder every day, every night. And he gives me the world, and I want the world to know I love you, son. Congratulations, okay?
Yeah, I love you too.
Now, I'm a pretty tough guy, you all know that. I eat nails for breakfast. I've only ever cried twice in my life. Once when I was born, which is super cringe, and once when watching Pokemon and Ash Ketchum sets down Pikachu in that forest and then runs away. And even me, with all of my masculinity, nearly got a tear in my eye watching this clip. It's just such a nice moment. To see a mother that supportive of her son and his career, I just think it's great. And this is a massive achievement, no doubt, Kai Cenat becoming the #1 streamer on Twitch with over 80,000 subs. But what makes it even more impressive is the fact he did it without a subathon. I believe this is the largest and fastest organic growth of a Twitch channel without a subathon. Usually subathons will like really pump up those numbers, going all the way to like 150k, 160k sometimes, but this is just him streaming normal hours, doing his normal content, and growing at an incredible rate. So it is extremely special. Now, I would like to also address a little bit of drama that unfolded with this whole situation. People were really curious as to why Twitch doesn't celebrate Kai Cenat's success. And that's a very legitimate question to ask. Kai has been growing at an incredible rate, and Twitch hasn't said shit about it anywhere. They haven't recognized him anywhere. So everyone was wondering why. And I have the answer to that. It's because Twitch doesn't give a fuck about the platform or the streamers doing well on there. They don't celebrate anyone's success. It's not just Kai. They legitimately don't talk about or celebrate anyone on their platform. It just doesn't happen. In fact, their CEO, I'm pretty sure, has no idea what Twitch is. I'm going to go ahead and play a clip from stream where I kind of talked about this a little bit, and then go into it in a little more detail afterwards. Also, just a heads up, the channel you're about to see that has this clip is my only other channel, the only other official channel of mine. Just wanted to quickly address that because I keep getting asked, is Moisty Clips your channel? Is Moist Ass Emporium your channel? The answer is no to all of those. I have two channels. It's this one and Moist Charlie Clips.
So weird that Twitter doesn't save your drafts and there's no drafts at all on the website that I can find. Does anyone know why?
Classic
don't
Emmett.
you talk about things that matter? Emmett, I don't understand.
That guy, I don't think knows he's the CEO of Twitch. I swear to God. I have a conspiracy theory. That guy's just some kind of fucking android that they fire on whenever they need him at a conference just to kind of prove that there's someone manning the helm somewhere. Because like 9 times out of 10, that guy doesn't even know what the fuck Twitch is. I swear to God. I've only seen him one time even mention Twitch when he was wearing that goofy bow tie and like talking about how context will matter going forward, and then it didn't. I really don't think he even knows he's the CEO of this platform. I'm not exaggerating either. You'd have no idea this guy's the CEO of Twitch just by going through his Twitter. I don't think he has a single post mentioning the site anywhere, and even just looking at his bio, it's the last thing there, like he's ashamed of it. Thinking about coordination, community, and connection, and working at Twitch, I guess. Kind of like how he's like looking down like, yeah, I guess I'm the CEO of this fucking shithole. I didn't want to be, but yeah, I guess I found myself in that position. Like, this is not a guy who's like proud of Twitch. This is not a guy who celebrates Twitch. So obviously, Kai Cenat's not going to be highlighted by the platform on their social anywhere. They just don't do that for any streamer. Now, don't get me wrong, they absolutely should. This is a big, big moment that should absolutely be highlighted by Twitch, at least on their Twitter or somewhere. But it just doesn't happen. The fucking CEO seems to be embarrassed of the platform in his position there. So, like, it's sad, but yeah. I'm not surprised that Kai Cenat hasn't been mentioned in any official capacity from the platform, though he absolutely should. But either way, very wholesome moment. Huge congrats to Kai and Kai's entire community for this. It's a massive, massive achievement. Now, in another piece of positive news, there's a sponsor on the video. Thank you, Bloodline, for sponsoring today's video. Here's Matt to tell you more about it.
Thanks so much, Charles. Bloodline's a cool game because it's got a little bit of something for everybody. You've got the kingdom building, you've got the RPG elements, the gacha, hero collector element. And on top of that, you can create your own legacy with your own heirs. So if you like lycans and orcs and dragons and dwarves, this is great for you. Up your intimacy score, you can marry them, you can have children, create the world's strongest children, and go on to just wreak havoc through the kingdoms and grow your heirs that way. Right now, if you use Charlie's code PenguinZ0, the first 100 people to use it are going to get a random epic champion in the game, which is worth $50. It's only available for the next 30 days. You'll also get a starter pack featuring 200 diamonds, 2 summoning crystals, 5 stamina potions worth over $30. You can go meet your lovely waifu dragonborn. You guys have a baby. That's your new legacy. That's your heir. It's got a mix of your skills, your talents, both bloodlines, and you get to live out your deepest, wildest fantasies within the game.
You can try the game for free and use code PenguinZ0 in order to get yourself some nice goodies that Matt described. Now let's switch gears off of Twitch for just a moment. I want to mention the Sidemen charity match. This was perhaps one of the most impressive live streams ever held. It was like a real football match or soccer, depending on where you're from. I'm trying not to get attacked by anyone here, so I'm just going to be very back and forth on what I call this sport here. So they made a charity soccer match where 2 teams of huge influencers faced off in the football match of the century. And the production level here was unlike anything I've ever seen. It really felt like I was watching a professional event. And they raised over £1 million for charity, and it was just a joy to watch. It was incredible. There was a little controversy though, as mentioned in this tweet here, but overall the event couldn't have gone smoother. Massive stadium, massive crowd, and just wildly entertaining. Just from start to finish, a pretty much perfect stream, really. There is nothing else I've ever watched in the live streaming format put on by creators that even comes close to what the Sidemen did with this event. And it was a wonderfully positive thing for charity and just great for viewers as well. So huge congrats to the Sidemen for this one. Now let's hop on back over to Twitch for just a brief moment. There's a new kind of stream that's kind of popping off a little bit, and it's one that I've talked about before that people didn't believe me was real. Pay piggies, that's right. Financial domination streams where someone, usually a woman, is just telling men to give them money for nothing in return or to humiliate them publicly. It's become kind of a growing phenomenon on Twitter. You can find a lot of pay piggies and financial domination going on there. And it's starting to make its way onto Twitch, it seems. Let me go ahead and play you the clip here, because this is exciting.
No, Harge, don't be a pussy. You be first. Come on, let's go. Come on, Harge, don't be poor. You already did $1. Guess what? I'm literally getting 60 cents. Okay, you don't sub right now. 3, 2, 1, you're getting banned. Ten, 9, 8.
Finally, this is like E3 for pay pigs. Some good news, a brand new announcement, a world premiere. Now there are streamers on Twitch that will humiliate you into you giving them your money, which is a real fetish. Again, like I said, a lot of people didn't believe me that this is real, but it is, and it's been around for a long time. There are men, usually men, that legitimately bust a nut in their trousers just giving hundreds of dollars to women that either ignore them or publicly humiliate them. And now that is making its way to Twitch, apparently, and I couldn't be happier to see that over there. I think that's going to really become a nice piece of content. Twitch may even need to implement a new category. Right next to the hot tubs category, you could have pay pig category. And that shit could pop off. Here's a quick little piece of good news. Team Moist is now #1 in Omega Strikers. We have to hold this lead for 3 more days, but you guys are absolutely fucking killing it. Legitimately crushing it. So huge thanks to everyone participating out there, getting fat dubs for Team Moist. I made a video talking about it. Getting first place in this competition allows Team Moist to get 3% of the net revenue for Season 1 of the game, which could be extremely huge in financing Moist esports, so just be wildly helpful. So everyone that's been participating in it and getting wins for the team, big thank you for that. Just need to keep pushing and hold it for 3 more days and we're good. So yeah, that's all the positive stuff I could find going on amidst all this wild shit happening across the internet. So I just wanted to at least share some of it with all of you because I think it's some positive stuff. And really that's about it. So yeah. You'd have to travel thousands of miles to find somebody who hasn't heard of Snoop Dogg. More people know of Snoop Dogg than Santa Claus. Probably leaving cookies and a blunt out every Christmas Eve hoping Snoop Dogg will come visit them because Santa Claus just isn't as cool. But not many people know that Snoop Dogg is actually a Twitch streamer as well, and I would argue one of the best the platform has to offer. I myself stream on Twitch every single day, twitch.tv/Moistcr1tikal, but only in my wettest of dreams could I imagine myself being as great of a streamer as Snoop Dogg. He's pretty active. In the last 4 days, he's streamed 3 times. All 3 times it's been Madden, and every single time it's been with no audio. And Snoop Dogg, I don't think, knows that there's a chat feature because he's never once even accidentally glanced at the chat during a stream. If I didn't know any better, I'd say like his computer just gets hacked by the NSA sometimes and they click go live without him knowing about it. So for 3 days now, he has streamed with no audio, and the chat just erupts with people trying their best to let him know that there's no audio, spamming emojis of like a microphone with an X through it, just anything they can, hoping to just kind of catch his attention for a split second. But it's all in vain. It's like a nightmare where you're like shouting at your crush, don't go, but they just keep walking and it's real fucking sad. You'll also notice when you go to Snoop Dogg's page, the title has also never changed in the entire time he's been on Twitch. So I'm guessing whenever the account was made, they put this title for Snoop and he just never bothered to ever change it. So he'll just click go live by accident or just because and then just never do anything else. He also never puts a category when he streams. So when he's playing Madden or something, it's never in the Madden category. It's in like this void, like purgatory. So like all of his streams are isolated to a limbo that you have to like go out of your way to find. So even when you're following Snoop Dogg's channel, sometimes you just don't see it because it's not categorized because he doesn't fucking care. It's incredible. And now I'm not like muting the audio here myself or anything. This is his stream. This is the stream experience. It's just pure silence. It's like going into a sensory deprivation tank, but somehow even lonelier. It's been 4 days now, and I don't know if it's ever going to be fixed. This may just be the Snoop Dogg signature stream from now on, just complete silence, no audio. And honestly, he's true to his word. The title always says he doesn't stream like everyone else, and god damn it, he's right. Now, the muted audio trend is new for Snoop Dogg, but when he did stream with audio, he was no stranger to a few viral clips. Let me show you a couple of bangers from the past here.
Fuck this shit! Came in this fucking room and everything went fucking bad. Fuck this shit, man. Fuck.
This just goes to show that no matter how successful you are, sometimes a game can just bring the demon out of you. The gamer rage takes over. It's embedded deep into the DNA of all humans, this primal gamer that sometimes just gets unshackled and unleashed. We're all just Bruce Banner, one bad Madden pass away from letting the fucking Hulk run wild. So Snoop Dogg rage quits Madden and then leaves the room, forgetting to turn off the stream. So the stream ran for 8 hours with nobody there and nothing on screen except for the no signal thing. Which, to be fair, is still more fun to watch than the new Space Jam movie.
Bitch, if I have to, you know why. Am I still streaming? I would hope not.
I'm not 100% sure this is even still the same day. Like, I know after 8 hours he leaves, you know, jerks off, takes a nap, and then eventually finds out he's still streaming. But the clips are all out of order now, and I can't find the originals. So I think this is the same one where he comes back and notices that he's still streaming, but it's hard to know for sure. Because this isn't the only time it's happened. A couple of times Snoop Dogg has been streaming without him ever even being there, so I feel like there's some kind of poltergeist event going on there, some paranormal activity, like a ghost is clicking go live on his computer while he's not there just to prank him. Because, like, sometimes he'll just have a fucking stream going and he's never even been there that whole time. And then sometimes he just forgets to turn it off. It's happened a few times. Like, when you go to a Snoop Dogg stream, you will probably see the Elgato no signal screen more than you'll actually see Snoop Dogg. I think I've made my point. Snoop Dogg is the best Twitch streamer on the platform. The title says it all. He doesn't stream like everybody else. It is a totally different and unique approach to streaming that I've never seen before. If fucking Jeffrey Bezos himself went into Snoop Dogg's chat and donated $50 million, Snoop Dogg would never see it. He would never even know it happened. But yeah, anyway, that's about it. See ya. It's been a little while since I talked about my favorite actor, Brendan Fraser, and I figured now was the best time to do it since it seems the internet, and really just society as a whole, is ready to open their hearts and their assholes to real talent again, with actors such as Keanu Reeves finally getting the recognition he deserves, and I think it's time we enter Brendan Fraser into that conversation. About once a year, I get this aggressive itch that I need to scratch like a meth addict waiting for their fix, and I get hit with the old Fraser laser, and I go on a Brendan Fraser movie binge. and I want to share with you his best, most iconic roles and why I truly believe he's one of the most versatile actors we've ever had in the business. Also, this is a really good time to talk about him because his career is popping off yet again. He stayed quiet for a little while and laid low, but now it seems like he's more open to doing bigger and crazier great roles, such as his role in Doom Patrol, which is fantastic. He's also got an upcoming fantastic role in a movie called Line of Descent, which comes out this month on the 13th. So he is starting to again accept these big budget roles, and he still has the talent that he has always had, and he is still a fucking joy to watch on screen. So I thought it'd be fun to go through this compendium of Brendan Fraser's many faces, the many faces of Fraser. Let's start from the beginning. 1992's Encino Man, where he plays Link, a caveman who is frozen but accidentally awakened by two high school students in the far-off future of 1992, an age where you still had to jerk off to notebook drawings, magazines, and crusty VHS tapes that were locked to 240p if you were lucky. And in this new age, this technologically advanced utopia, Link has to learn to blend in and reassimilate into society in a strange new world. He stars alongside Sean Astin and Pauly Shore. I don't know how many of you remember Pauly Shore from the 90s, but he was huge. He had his own 3 TV shows all named after him. This guy was a big fucking deal, and I used to love him growing up, so I went back and watched this, and I can tell you right now, his style of humor has not aged very well. It's like fucking Rage comics of the 90s. Pauly Shore's comedy is like the Big Chungus of the pre-internet age of movies. Let me give you an example. One of the most iconic scenes from Encino Man, the one I remembered most from being a kid, is they go to a gas station and they put their head under the juice machine and turn it on. That was a big trend in the late 90s. I remember I tried it once. I don't know how many of you were as adventurous and as brave as I was, but doing that is miserable. It's like getting fucking waterboarded by sugar. But anyway, they do that in the film, and they call it wheezing the juice. But Pauly Shore's comedic shtick is that he's a carefree, free spirit, here's my dick, here's some cum, and he calls it wheezing the juice. So that's the whole joke behind it. So they go to the gas station to wheeze the juice, and then they get caught. And the guy says, no wheezing the juice. And Pauly Shore goes, but we're just wheezing the juice, man. And that was really just the whole kind of comedic back and forth scene. And I remember loving it as a kid, but going back, I had to say, fucking genius, better than I remembered. Brendan Fraser showed with this movie that he could do comedy. And also, he plays a very attractive student that most of the girls immediately fall in love with. So it also showed that he could be a heartthrob character. He could do both. And Brendan Fraser really locked in on the role of comedy, at least for a little while. He always did it well. Moving on up into the decade, in 1994, he played the role of Chaz in the movie Airheads, alongside Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler, and Chris Farley. Airheads was a movie about this band that went to a radio station to get their songs played. It didn't happen. They held it hostage to force them to play their music, and it turns into this huge hostage situation in a massive concert. Great movie. Holds up well today. And Brendan Fraser once again shows that he can even do a little bit of depth behind a character, because there are some pretty powerful moments in the movie, at least in my opinion. Some cute things, but overall mainly just another comedic movie. And Brendan Fraser yet again kills it. He has this long, luscious hair. He looks like an absolute fucking stud, just an absolute Chad Thundercock, the kind of guy that would fuck your girlfriend and you would still want to be friends with him and do beer enemas with. Just an all-around cool character that Brendan Fraser absolutely nails. He is the main character in this movie, and he does a fantastic job in his role. In 1997, Brendan Fraser landed arguably his biggest role as George from George of the Jungle. George of the Jungle, watch out for that tree. Bang, he hits a tree. What I'm saying here is, Brendan Fraser brought fun to movies. Before Brendan Fraser came along, fun was a concept movies had never even considered until Brendan brought it with him. It was a package deal. When you had Brendan, you had fun. He would put asses in seats. He would put fucking sodden panties in seats, because in George of the Jungle, his physique was that of an Adonis. He had the body of a god. It looked like he was chiseled out of marble. Brendan Fraser was a fucking ticket seller for anything that had his name on it, and rightfully so. Now let's move along to my favorite year, 1999 AF. AF stands for After Fraser, which is after the birth of Brendan Fraser, so 1999 after Fraser. In 1999, Brendan Fraser shows that he can do more than just comedic roles. He can do romance and drama as well, with the movie Blast from the Past, where he plays Adam and stars alongside Alicia Silverstone. A movie about a pregnant woman and her husband who live in fear of a nuclear attack. So when they feel as though they are about to be bombed, they escape into their bomb shelter and a plane crash explodes over their house, trapping them inside the bomb shelter for 30 years, where Adam grows up completely isolated from human contact outside of his parents. But after 30 years, they decide to send Adam up to the surface to check out the new world post-apocalypse, only to be surprised that it's not a post-apocalypse and there was no nuclear attack. It is a fantastic fucking movie. This is the kind of movie that rom-coms are missing these days. Every rom-com is such this fucking same generic formulaic garbage just rehashed over and over again. Tired old pubic hair pulling, no fun rom-coms. Blast from the Past is a very unique and very fun movie to watch, and I recommend it highly. And also in 1999, he lands my favorite role of my favorite movie series, The Mummy. Can't say movie series, actually, because I remember the Tom Cruise one. So my favorite two movies, The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, where Brendan Fraser plays Rick O'Connell. 1999 was a great year. Rick O'Connell is one of my favorite characters in all of fiction because The Mummy is my favorite movie of all time. The Mummy is a movie that I can never recommend enough. So yes, some of the effects have not held up well. Yes, The Rock in the second movie looks like ass right out of a Nintendo 64 cutscene, but it doesn't matter. There's still so much charm and so much to love about The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, and they still hold up super well today, in my opinion. I adore those movies, and I absolutely still love them to this day, and I think Rick O'Connell is still a great character. And Brendan Fraser put his body through fucking torture for The Mummy, by the way. He nearly died on the set of the first Mummy. There's a scene in the first Mummy movie where Rick O'Connell is to be hung, and they drop him in the noose, and he's hanging by his neck. Well, in the scene, there's a close-up of Brendan Fraser in the noose, and Brendan Fraser really did that, and in one of the takes, he leaned into it very hard to sell the performance and blacked out and fell all the way to the ground. And the way he fell to the ground is actually the only thing that saved him, at least according to a few sources, because the way he hit the ground actually restarted his heart. What happened is he leaned into it too hard, blacked himself out, fell, and brought himself back to life, but was pretty much dead for about 18 seconds, allegedly. But aside from just that monstrous injury, he suffered numerous other injuries throughout the filming, and over the course of a few years needed a ton of back surgery, knee replacement, had a lot of debilitating injuries, vocal cord stuff. So he really gave life and limb to produce some of the best movies, and I think the results do show. The movies stand the test of time, and I do think that they're fantastic movies. The Mummy 1, The Mummy 2. In between these movies, he also had a couple of other great ones. In Bedazzled, he plays another great comedic role. Bedazzled is about a man who sells his soul to the devil for wishes, but the devil gives them really shit, spins on his wishes, and it's another great comedic movie. But the point I'm making with all of this and celebrating Brendan Fraser's roles is Brendan Fraser gave everything to produce movies that we hadn't seen before, and an actor that was so versatile you could use him for anything. And I think that is something to celebrate. And Brendan Fraser still has that spark. In his newest roles, Doom Patrol, he's fucking great. In the role he plays in the newest one, Charu, in Line of Descent, fucking great. He plays another great character. He's also in Condor, where he plays another great character. He is still that same incredible actor today. And I think it's just a matter of him getting in those roles that Keanu Reeves fell into with John Wick. I think Brendan Fraser just needs more of those breakout roles where people really see just how much he can offer. Because I really do 100% believe he's one of the best actors to ever grace the big screen. I grew up loving him, I still love him, and his movies are still good. That includes Monkey Bones, by the way. Monkey Bones gets a lot of shit, but I like Monkey Bones. Looney Tunes Back in Action too. I also like that one a little bit, not as much as Monkey Bones, but I think those are both pretty decent movies. Brendan Fraser, great actor, doesn't get the credit he deserves, and I think that's fucking criminal. I'm on your team, Brendan, and I hope a lot of other people are too, because this man has got a rare type of talent. He just is able to make anyone smile on screen and really sell some great characters on the big screen. So yeah, just wanted to celebrate Brendan Fraser, and hopefully his career will keep going up as it seems to be doing at the moment, because he deserves it and he's fucking great. That's about it. See ya.